My sister, when I was in high school, my sister had a pet snake. It was a python's name.
I had one.
Monty, of course. And for some reason, she had to go out of town. I don't know what it was, but she was going to be gone for a couple of days. She calls me and she says, "Hey, I forgot to feed the snake. Can you feed it for me?" And I, well, all right. You know, I'd handled the snake a few times. I wasn't really keen on it, but sure, whatever. And she tells me what to do and how to do it, and so, okay, the next day after school, I go, and you go to the pet store and you ask for a feeder mouse. And, you know, the woman at the pet store looks at you like you're Satan, because she knows what you're going to do with the mouse, and you pay your money for the feeder mouse, and they just give you this little mouse in this little brown paper bag. I looked inside, and sure enough, there's a mouse in there that looked really nervous. Grabbed the little bag up, stuck in the car, and drove home. And what my sister had told me was that when you have to feed them a live critter, because that's what they eat. You can't just, you know, put dog food in the snake bowl, right? I mean, it's got to be something. But you don't want them to become aggressive, and so you stun the mouse so that it doesn't fight or anything. And so what you do is you take the brown paper bag that the little mouse is in, and you go up to the kitchen counter and go whack like that and stun it so it's knocked unconscious. I'm getting ready to feed this to a snake, all right? So I want as little conflict going on between me, the mouse, and the snake as possible. So I whack the mouse on the kitchen counter, and I go into my sister's bedroom. Now, the part of the story that I hadn't really heard was that she had not only forgotten to feed the snake, she'd forgotten to feed the snake for a while. A snake doesn't eat that often. I think that one ate like maybe once a week or something. I can't remember.
Like once a month.
But it was hungry. I walked in that door, and I don't know if it could smell. I guess it probably could smell that mouse. I don't know what, but it just started going bananas. This is a snake. It's a snake. It doesn't ever move. It just sits there. It started going bananas inside its, you know, terrarium, which is basically just a big glass fish tank. And it had a screen top. And then there's a little, you could either pull the whole top off, or there's a little trap door you could just open up and then drop the mouse down inside. So I go walking over, I reach into my bag, and I pull my stunned little brown furry mouse out. I open up that trap door and go to drop the mouse in. But as I pull up the door, the snake comes flying out, going for the mouse, misses the mouse, and lands on my hand and then wraps around my arm. And I'm holding on to the mouse, and I'm like, ah! So I dropped the mouse, or I know I dropped the mouse. I don't really know where the mouse went, but the mouse is gone, and I drop it. And, you know, I basically have this huge snake wrapped around my arm, and ah! So I grab it right behind its head and yank it off. And it's just flipping all over the place, you know, trying to figure out what's going on. And then you can imagine you've got whatever is a 4-foot rope that's flying all over the place, and you're trying to stop into a tiny little hole, and you're trying to jam it back down in there. So I finally, you know, you get it. I looked at my hand, and this had been, you know, a matter of what, 30 seconds, 10 seconds? I don't know. It had latched onto my knuckle. My knuckle was already all bloody and black and swollen. And I'm in the house by myself. I'm 16 years old. I have no idea what's going on. I'm like, so I go to the bathroom, and I'm rinsing it off, and I'm looking at it, and, you know, some of my knowledge about how to handle snake bites has come from westerns on TV, so they always suck the poison out and spit it out, right? So that's what I did. You know, I sucked on it. Spit it out, and the thing is still like my finger is going numb, my hand is tingling. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to die here alone in my house because of that snake. Now I have no idea what to do. So, you know, we didn't have the internet. I couldn't just Google snake bite. You know, it wasn't an option. So I called the guy who had owned the snake before, and he said, oh, I don't know, man. The snake never bit me. I don't know what to do. Why don't you call the zoo? Okay, I called the zoo. They're like, why are you calling us? Call a doctor. So, you know, everybody wanted me to go to the emergency room, which I did not want to do. I figured, surely I'm going to be okay. Pythons, I know they're not poisonous. There's no way we had a poisonous snake in here. Because I just wasn't really sure at the time. And so, anyway, I finally just relaxed. At its worst, my whole arm was like tingling, and my hand was kind of numb, and my knuckle was all black. But I think I counted 22 teeth marks. There's like little tiny needles that would just rip tiny little holes into your hand. Yeah. And so my sister comes back. I'm like, you got to get rid of that snake. She's like, oh, but it's Monty. She didn't. Until it bit her.
Did you have a kid after that?